first question for you, Jenna, is let's talk about online booking. What do you think are the key elements of a successful online booking page?
Sure. Yeah, there's the number one is clarity, keeping it as clear as possible, letting them know what's available, when it's available, what they can add on. For places that don't include certain things like veggie trays or whatever, letting the people know that they can bring in whatever extra that they want. But with the online booking, upsell is huge. You can put whatever you want in your packages and then say, okay, yeah, you've got this in the package. Do any parents want to play? Do any of that, because that gets the idea of, oh, parents do play, great, more money, or extra pizza, or extra party room time, or extra game cards. So they're able to kind of pick and choose with a online booking software of what they would like to add, as opposed to people calling in and you're having to like try and get everything in there. People are definitely more than willing to go online and add and take things off. So having everything that you can possibly get in there, but making it clear. Using pictures, using really brief descriptions, but enough that they understand what they're getting is huge, definitely.
Absolutely. And I love that you mentioned too, keeping it simple. I think sometimes, you get too caught up in all the details and you forget, okay, what do they really actually need to know? What information should I share there, right? So the second question I have in line with that is, how do you drive traffic to your online booking page? What is your marketing plan? Like, what do you do to get those eyes on your page?
A little bit of everything, honestly. We do Facebook marketing. We hired a company to help us out with that. They put out posts every day for either videos or posts to keep our organic reach pretty strong. I do Instagram. So with our game room, if we get a new game, I'm all over Instagram with that. MailChimp, sending out our calendar, our monthly calendar of what the promotions are that are coming out. Google Ads, I know they're very expensive right now, but we are still doing them because it does help. Twitter, any possible way to get people in there. And then having a QR code at your facility as well helps if somebody wants to go on and see your online store, whatever they want to do. If they want to do the online waiver through Party Center software, just have that QR code at your facility. So a lot of different ways that they can get to our website.
Do you have a favorite platform?
Right now it is Facebook because I'm getting really good reaction from it. We've started a couple new promotions and they kind of went, they exceeded my expectations of how many people were going to see them and how many people were actually going to book them. So Facebook right now, yeah, still is. MailChimp I like because we're Constant Contact or whatever, because then you can see who's opening, who's not. You can kind of market more to those people if you find that people aren't opening. There's probably a reason for it. You might want to kind of segment that and go after the people that actually are opening it. They're obviously a lot more interested. And then if you have a game card system, that's another big one that we're getting into right now, is to be able to push notifications through people that have registered their game cards. So there's a lot of different ways to reach out to people through social media or in-house.
Absolutely. So in our previous conversations, we talked a lot about that guest experience and how you make sure that it's frictionless for your guests and that they know what's happening, they have an order of events. So talk about that a little bit. I mean, how do you set those clear expectations for guests before the party even occurs?
Sure. Well, like you said, I've been doing this 18 years, so there was a lot of trial and error at the beginning, a lot of error, a little bit of trial, but I ended up figuring out every time there was an issue, whether a mom didn't understand this or they didn't know they could add this, we just adapted and changed and evolved so that it was included. So after 18 years, we figured out if we do a set schedule. So for us, it's a 20-minute arrival time. Everyone has to be on site 20 minutes early, get signed up, organized, use the washroom, whatever it is. And then your stragglers that are going to be 10 minutes late are still early, as opposed to actually late for the party. And then we do an attraction, a little bit of a break, an attraction, some game room, and then upstairs. So it's always that way. Very rarely will I do it any other way, especially because our clientele can be between 5 and 12 years old. And if you feed a kid before going in laser tagging, you're going to need a mop. It's not pretty. Their stomachs cannot handle that. You don't want to do that to your staff either. So we found that just keeping it the same, do a game, have your quick break, do another game room upstairs. Everyone knows what they're doing. I had a couple days ago, I had parents that came in and said, we're so excited. This is our first time. and there was 3 other parents with them. They're like, oh, you're going to love it. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over there in about 10 minutes. And they did the entire spiel for me because they know what we're doing. So keeping it consistent and making sure that people have that expectation and not, well, last time we did this, or last time they allowed us to do this, it throws off your internal schedule. It's not going to make them happy because they expected something different. So I like the structured, even if it's, soft play, at least you have that structured party room time, or when you're eating or when you're doing games or whatever. So definitely consistency.
Absolutely. I think you mentioned too that on your online booking page, you had like each package had sort of an order of events in terms of like the times, right? How did you come up with that idea?
Because there's nothing like looking at a list and you're like, okay, you get a drink, the party room, this, then laser tag, and then it's like, that doesn't mean anything. A lot of people, when they read something, they'll go, oh, so I'm doing the 2 games, and then I get a drink, and then I get game room, and then I get this. So it almost like sets them up to know exactly what the order is going to be. So with Party Center software, every once in a while, if I like add something, so I'll say, well, let's add in, an extra product, whatever it is, I'll have to delete all of them and then re-put them in, like so that they are in the proper order, because I don't want to have some person messed up by the end of it, right? So it just keeping it always as your order of events, if you happen to be running that kind of business, is very, very important. On our sign-up sheets, when people come in, we have the order of events in there as well. So on the sign-up sheet, it'll say -20 arrival time, 0 to 15, 1 game of laser tag, 15 to 30 break, 30 to, and anyway, it has that whole thing, so that if a parent goes, hey, it's my first time, what am I doing? You just show them the sheet, and even your newest employee that just put a t-shirt on can say, this is what you're doing.